Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to another episode on J of All Trades. Today, I want to show you guys how to blow out your sprinkler lines because let's face it, it's that time of year. We're getting to winterize our homes, and one of the things that we need to do is make sure that all that water is out of those sprinkler lines. Why? Because it will freeze. Nobody hates anything more than a busted pipe. And when are you going to find out that it's busted? When you really need it the most. It's going to come around springtime when you turn on your water system and you realize you got a leak. And as you guys know, I'm a huge DIYer, so I want to show you guys exactly how I do it so you can do it too. All right, guys, first things first, I'm going to go over this compressor that's in front of me here that I'll be using. And this is by Central Pneumatic. And I got this compressor a while back from Harbor Freight. And you can find a similar compressor like this because they don't sell this one anymore. And it'll have the similar rating and similar size and everything. So this is a 2 horsepower, 29 gallon tank, and it has 150 PSI maximum. So the key thing is you want as much CFM or air volume when blowing out a sprinkler line. And the reason why is because it'll do it in a much faster time than, let's say, if you had something much smaller. If you have a smaller compressor, you could still do it, but it'll take much longer and you'll probably have to blow it out multiple times. But with this compressor, you may just have to do it once or twice. The flow rate on this compressor is 5.9 CFM. So that'll give you an idea of what to really look for when you're going out to buy a compressor. Anything 5 CFM or more will be great. And just think about it. When you buy this compressor, you're going to have it in your garage to use with other tools or anything else that you want to use it for. So it's a really good investment. One thing worth mentioning here is that we're just doing one zone at a time. And the reason why we're not doing multiple zones at a time is because it takes an extreme amount of volume to blow out multiple zones at a time. And that comes with a hefty price. Some of those compressors can range all the way up to $5,000. And we want to make sure that this is affordable and it's easy for someone like you with a residential home to do it at home. All right, guys, let's get started on this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to shut the water supply to our sprinkler lines. Plug in the compressor. Hook up a pneumatic hose to the compressor. So when you come to your compressor, you're going to see there's a regulator here. You're going to want to set that to about 50 PSI. Now, you don't want to do anything more than 50 PSI because if you have polyurethane lines for your sprinkler lines, they can burst if you go above 50. So you want to just keep it below or at 50. I'm running it at 100 because I have PVC piping for my sprinkler lines and they can handle higher pressure. So just be careful and be mindful of that. Now you're going to turn your compressor on. Okay guys, so I'm outside in the front where my home is, and here is the sprinkler line. This is coming from the house with the water supply, and this is going to the sprinklers here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cap off because I want to tap into this. And I've got this adapter here that I got off of Amazon. I'm going to put a link so you guys can pick this up and you can get one yourself. It even has a valve on it so you can control the air that's going in there. So we're going to screw this right on here. And now this side of it, we're going to take our quick connect from our pneumatic hose that's coming from the compressor, and we're just going to plug it right in there. And now we have a valve that's valved off right here, and we can open that up and allow air to go into the system and go through each zone at a time. Once our air in our compressor is all set and ready to go, we're going to open up this valve right here, and this will give the air access to get into these lines and then force the water out of the sprinkler lines once we activate the zones. And so I use Ratio as an app to control my zones wirelessly. And so I'm able to actually command a zone to run through the app. And so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use this valve to force air into that zone one by one as I go along. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the zone to run. And then now I'm going to open up this valve. And the air is being forced through here. And then you're going to start seeing water being forced out of the sprinkler lines. Now, the key thing is when the water is coming out of the sprinkler lines, you want to see a mist of water. So the mist is going to indicate that most of the water is out and you're starting to force out any other remaining water out of those lines. Now, when you're done with your zone, you can come back here and shut this supply off, and you can allow the compressor to build up more pressure. And then once you're ready for your next zone, you can once again command the zone to run, and then just simply open up this valve and feed air in, and it'll go through that zone that you commanded to run. And then once you finish that one, you'll rinse and repeat until all your zones are done. And once again, you want to see a nice steady mist coming out of those lines. All right, guys, so this concludes our flush for my sprinkler lines, and I'm all set and ready to go for the winter. And you guys can do the same thing yourself. All you have to do is just follow my method and you should be okay. Just remember, volume is everything when flushing a sprinkler system. So try to get a nice decent sized tank, and this will save you a lot on time. Because who wants to be out there sitting out there flushing this thing all day long when you've got other things to do, right? Thank you for joining me today. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel so you can continue to get more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys on the next one.